G'day, TT here from Teach It Forward. Have you ever wondered what it actually takes to make change consistently? Change that you want to create in your life. Well, a lot of people don't know about a formula that we call the formula for change. And in my coaching sessions of recent date, this is something I've been going over and over again and saying, okay, come on, what's the level of dissatisfaction, vision, and just working through the parts. So I promised a couple of people on our closed Facebook group that I'd do a video to explain the formula for change, because once you get this, you not only can help yourself, you can help your team. This is something I teach my children. And once they understand the basic steps, it's really, really simple. So if there's a habit that you want to change, if there's an addiction that you want to change, if there is a result in your business you want to change, I want you to contemplate this formula for change. So I'm like Mr. Squiggle here. You ready? There we go. Here's my little whiteboard. So formula for change. I think you can see that. So basically the way it works is that if anything's actually going to change, okay, what we've got to do is satisfy 2 or 3 steps of the formula. Because really the reason why we're not changing is that we have a high level of resistance, okay? So our resistance to change, our resistance could be fear that if we do change it, other things will break. If we do change, people may not like it. You know, whatever it may be, our job, if we're going to break any addiction or any habit or any result that we want, we must self-create a power greater than the resistance you currently hold. Okay? So the way you do that is typically people have to get very conscious of their level of dissatisfaction. Okay? Once you get annoyed or pissed off enough, when you go, enough is enough, no, I have got to change here, that's what we call the level of dissatisfaction. So if you can lift that dissatisfaction, and that typically happens when you become conscious, you become aware that, oh, I'm overweight, or I'm cash poor, or all my team are leaving, and you're going, this is putting too much stress on me, something's got to change. When you lift that dissatisfaction, that will massively help you overcome this resistance. The other thing you can do, as opposed to getting really pissed off and annoyed and being clear and aware of what dissatisfaction is, you can start to focus on what's the vision, what is the end result that you want, and become really inspired towards that. So if you're someone who wants to lose weight, really focus on what that body is that you want. If you're someone who's struggling with overdraft and no cash, you really need to focus and drill into what would $200,000 sitting in your bank look like. Now, all of these things are all between the ear stuff. These are all airy-fairy. They're not tangible things, but neither is the resistance that's holding you back from changing. This is all soft, what I call soft stuff or intangible stuff. You can't touch it stuff, and so is this. So the first thing you focus on is, what is it that's really dissatisfying me about what's going on? What would I love it to look like? And build the emotion, okay? The emotion of these 2 things is the thing that's really going to drive it. So you've got your dissatisfaction, multiply it by vision, and then really all you need to do is, what's my first steps to change? First steps. So here we go. This is the formula. Get clear on why you're pissed off or frustrated or dissatisfied with where you're at right now. Get really clear on what you want and the change that you want to create and how it's going to affect your life. And make sure that's full of emotion, because that is like the fuel, the rocket fuel, to make you propel into where you want to go. And then be very clear on some simple first steps that you can take to change. Now, if this emotion has really propelled these things and you're clear on the first steps, as long as that's greater than resistance, you will 100% change every single time. So for those who are mathematically inclined, anything in brackets is what you focus on first. So dissatisfaction times vision plus your first steps has to be greater than your resistance. So that is your formula for change. So work on that. I've done a guide called the Take Control Back Guide, and that really helps people who are losing control of their business. And there's 9 symptoms that if you are losing control of your business, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 9 of these symptoms will be prevalent, and you need to really take some control back and change some of the things you're doing. So what I've actually done in that is actually gone through and said, well, this is what your dissatisfaction would look like. This is what the vision could be. Here's 5 first simple steps that you could take to get yourself back into control. And here's some of the things you're probably fighting in terms of resistance. So if you actually want to see it in action and how it actually applies, jump on and grab that Take Control Back learning guide and video series, because it'll really show you how this works practically. So good luck with it. Make the changes that work for you. This is all about you building your own self-worth and making a better difference and contribution to the world. So hope that's helped. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.